Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ford Midwest Guys presents Deadpool 2 review. What's up, motherfuckers? Here's motherfucker number 1.
What's up? What's up?
Brian Aikenbauer. My brother, motherfucker number 2, Aaron.
Yeah.
And the dirty motherfucker at the end, motherfucker number 3.
Yes.
By the way,
Hi there.
Hi.
Did you just say your brother is a dirty motherfucker?
Yeah,
No, you're the dirty motherfucker.
My brother motherfucker.
You're my brother motherfucker. I was like, wait, what
Yeah.
does that say about what you just said there, dude?
No.
I don't know how we're interpreting that. No. I don't know.
How do we even, I'm afraid to make a joke about that already.
By the way, in case
Feel
you're
free. I'm just not sure how to interpret it.
in case you're wondering, when we do these Deadpool reviews, we do it in Deadpool's honor and style and kind of channel
Well, not
Deadpool.
really in this one, because this one was way less than the other one.
Yeah, so
that's why my shirt's on this time.
so explicit. If you're under the age of 18, turn us off right now.
You just weren't
So.
looking.
All right. You guys ready to talk some motherfucking Deadpool?
Sure.
We are over here.
All right then.
Yes, I would enjoy discussing this movie.
Wow. Well, somebody's trying to do the reverse, huh? Trying not to curse.
I'm
that
just
it?
tired.
Fucker's tired. Motherfucker's tired. All right.
I'm incredibly excited right now, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, guys. We'll make it through. All right.
You should brew some coffee or something, man. You know, put some of that 8-ball crack that you used to do.
8-ball crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little hooch, maybe.
No,
something.
just get the crack, man. I'm telling you.
some fucking
where's
crack,
where's
some- Cocaine.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
this
crack's
one-
expensive. Meth's
God, I
cheaper.
love cocaine.
Meth's cheaper, but I don't like what it does to your teeth, you know?
Yeah,
Everything's
fine.
so
Just
green, man.
do normal hygiene. You'll be
Green.
fine.
All right. So like all of our other movie reviews, we'll do a spoiler-free section first, and then we'll move on to the spoiler section. So right off the bat, guys, let's talk about story 1 through 10, Mr. Aikenbauer.
7 or 8.
A 7 or 8? Okay.
Pretty solid.
Aaron, what'd you think?
8 or 9.
8 or 9? Strong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty strong, too. I'd actually probably give it a good 8, which is surprising 8. What'd you think, John?
Yeah, it's about 8's fair. It was still within the Deadpool universe. It actually brings in more characters. It has a actually good story arc for all of them. So, yeah, overall, real good.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about performances. I thought all the performances were pretty solid overall. I didn't really have one that I thought was bad. I would probably give it a 7 to an 8 on performances overall. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say probably 6 or 7. I mean, there wasn't anything Oscar-worthy in it, but they were still pretty good.
Yeah, everything was solid. So
Solid.
About the same.
What do you think? 8, 7?
Yeah, 7 or 8 in that range. I mean,
John.
everything was good. So, there wasn't any acting that we were like, oh, this is taking me out of it.
Right, taking you out of it, other than the fourth wall breaking, but that's expected, right?
I mean,
that's
that's part of the style of it, so it doesn't really.
Right. Gotcha.
well. That said, I mean, I'm gonna go 8, maybe a little more, because I think the Ryan that won the actor in a comedic movie in 2016 was the wrong Ryan. Fucking Gosling. Should have been Reynolds. And in this one, it definitely shows it should have been Reynolds. So yeah,
Yeah, a little bit
There
of
is some
depth to
good
this
acting.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
kind of
little bit
crazy.
more, a little bit more range from him.
Yeah.
And as always, he's his usual charming self, and everybody fits the universe well. So yeah, it's a solid cast.
Yeah, I think dramatic effect, I would say, was pretty much the same. I mean, like I said, this surprisingly has a story for a Deadpool movie.
Well, I mean, there was a bit of story in the last one as well. Like, you do have kind of the romance aspect of it, and like you
It's
had
a
the character
Love
backgrounds.
story, revenge
Love
plot. I mean,
yeah.
that's what it is. I mean,
Like,
and-
it's not the most complex thing, but there is something there.
But it's the same thing that this one does too. Like the first one said, it's like it's a love story. This one said it's a family story. I mean,
And he was right.
and they're right in both accounts. So
Yep. Brian? Same?
Same thing, man.
All right, copy. We'll keep moving. CGI effects I thought were a lot better. We were kind of talking about this in the car. I thought, John, I think you said they were more polished in this one.
well, you know, an extra $100 million will make it a lot more polished effects. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Aaron?
Yeah,
Yep.
you definitely see a lot of things that were pretty well done visually. Like, I mean, there's a good couple fight scenes that kind of demonstrate that.
Yeah, definitely one at the end I thought that was done really well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought and even he goes, CGI fight. Spoiler alert, but kind of, Brian.
Well, you know,
I'm in the same boat.
at this point, every like tentpole movie, like saying CGI fight, that's not a spoiler. That's like any given movie that costs
True.
over $100 million.
I'm trying to keep it generic.
I think they.
I mean, there's
did.
probably a few Jackie Chan films that are the exceptions, but yeah.
But when's the last Jackie Chan film you've seen? The last new one. And don't say Karate Kid.
No, he did the yoga kung fu thing like a couple years back. I didn't think it was particularly good, but it came out.
So in about 10 years, we can expect the Tai Chi Jackie Chan movie, huh?
I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, it was good for Jet Li.
Yeah, getting back to Deadpool. Let's keep moving. Action scale. I thought I'd probably give this a 9.5 action-wise. Brian?
It was definitely up there. I would give it probably an 8.5, 9.
Okay. Aaron?
Yeah, 9, 10. I mean, you definitely see an increase in the action from this one to the last one, but it doesn't really sacrifice like the plot to do it, which is kind of nice.
Okay, cool. John?
Yeah, I mean, the action's a lot. I mean, they actually take more time in the sequences in this one. I think, the first one, I think the only one that like really stood out for me was like the freeway fight in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then this
Spoiler.
one... from the first movie.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler for that one.
Right.
Good lord. Yeah, if you're here watching the review of Deadpool 2 and you haven't seen the first one, what the fuck, man?
They just like the Spark Notes editions. You don't have to spend the 2 hours. Just get the highlights. You're fine.
But yeah, the chase in this one is well done. I mean, like they...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to move right into directing. I thought the directing was fine. Brian, what did you think? I mean, if I had... I'll give it a 2.
2?
A 2? I was going to say 7, but all right.
Okay, 7.
Okay, 7. Aaron, what did you think on the directing end?
8.
8?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was solid. Yeah. Like, there's not anything that like cut the pace of anything to where it like stood out. So no, it was well done. Like, there's no scenes that really like
drag it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it has a very solid flow throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, you know, it's a new director this time around than it was from the first one. So
yeah,
it's neat that he actually was able to stay in the same tone, the same style, and that. Which, you know, usually when you get a new director, they have like their own take on stuff. So he fit the movie perfectly, I thought.
Okay, very good. Let's talk about Deadpool's comedy 1 through 10. I will actually take this down. I thought the first Deadpool was more of a 9 on the comedy scale. I would probably take this down to maybe a 7 on this one. This wasn't quite as much comedy. It was a different style of comedy. It wasn't,
Yeah,
it wasn't
agree.
as much.
I agree. I didn't feel like there was too many. The first movie felt like almost every other line was a Deadpool punchline, where he was, you know, making fun of whatever or whoever. This one felt like, like we said, there's more story involved in this one, and it felt like more action and stuff, and there wasn't the need to insert all the comedy. Like, they had funny parts in it, don't get me wrong, but there wasn't the need to just constantly keep trying to throw them in there.
Yeah. What did you think,
I
Aaron?
thought there was a lot of funny stuff. I don't think it's emphasized to the same degree you have in the last film.
Okay.
And I think that a good chunk of the jokes you have in this one are more kind of making fun of other like combo films out there.
Yes, very much
There's
so.
a bit more of an emphasis on that in the humor than you had in the last one.
Yeah,
But I don't think it necessarily takes away from it.
No. Okay.
Exactly. Like, I think it's there's a lot more like insider and meta humor in this movie than there was in the last one. Whereas the last one was more of a quip and with everything that happened. This one was more of a how many people can we like. Does this fit with anything right now? How can we drag it down? How can we like kind of give the middle finger to something right now? So, and especially given everything that happens to Wade's character in the movie too, the fact that he's not as jokey in this one does kind of make sense.
No, copy. Let's real quick. Is it a first run, second run, home video, or avoid altogether, Johnny?
First run. I mean, it's the first one. The first movie I went out to. You know, I went with my wife. We fell for the whole Valentine's Day thing. What do you want to do for Valentine's Day? We're watching Deadpool. This one is definitely a go out, see it, have fun. If you're looking to have fun, if you don't want anything as heavy, if you're looking to get over the effects of the Infinity Gauntlet and need something a little fresh, go right ahead into this one.
No, that's a good comparison, Aaron.
I say first run. I think with all the action, how heavy it is in it, like being able to see it, and you know, for a large screen, decent sound system, like I really feel like it adds to it.
Definitely. Brian?
Discount Tuesday.
Discount Tuesday. So maybe not go see it opening day, but
I mean,
like we did.
Like I don't think we, aside from avoiding spoilers,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have to see it today. Like, we could have waited. Like, it's not one of those like
Must.
oh my god, it's a must see.
Like
But
Infinity War.
it's definitely worth seeing while it's still in the theater. So discount Tuesday.
Well, for a show though, being the first out there, yeah, it does help.
Yeah.
But
For us in general,
right? That's what I'm saying.
us,
For us,
for
it makes sense because we need to do the review and everything.
Yeah.
And avoid the spoilers beforehand. But for those
Casual goers.
casual goers, it's
Yeah.
not a gotta have to wait in line to buy tickets and everything else.
Right. I'll go along with that. I think it is definitely a first run. Definitely want to see it in the main theater. I think you want to see it in the Dolby theater even. I think
Yeah,
that
it's
added,
fun.
because we saw it in the Dolby theater and it was that's just amazing anyway. But I think it added to the action and the feel of what we saw.
Especially given another sequence in the end. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, you could feel every kick, every punch, everything. Yeah, overall, I don't think you have to see it on opening day, but you definitely want to pay the money to go see it as a first run. Absolutely. All right, real quick, gentlemen. Better than the first Deadpool, yes or no, Brian?
Yes, better than the first one. I hated the first one, but it is better than the first one, so
Okay,
I didn't mind this one.
there you go. All right, Aaron,
I think it's on par with.
you think it's
Like, I'm
equal?
not sure if in the long run I'm going to say it's better or worse, but I think it's definitely close.
Still thinking it over.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's in this same range anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say absolutely. I think this one was better story wise, so I enjoyed this one a little bit more than I did the first one, which probably surprised people. What do you think, John?
I think it's it's definitely on par. Like it's one that it's a worthy follow up. It feels like a continuation of the first. It doesn't feel like any beats have been missed. So if you are a fan of the first one, and at least for me, that this one feels like it belongs right there with it. So
Okay, very good. All right, so that ends our spoiler-free section. So from this moment on, it is definitely spoiler alert time.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, I had to play it. Come on,
I
it's
know.
spoiler alert,
I
man.
know.
Sorry, I was just laughing.
Do we actually
about
see
Happy
the
Time
screen,
Birthday.
Oh, it's being played right now. We can't hear it, but they
I
can.
mean, they see us.
Yo,
yeah.
they can see us while we're
Yep.
listening to the Star Wars.
It's my spoiler alert. It's not a Star Wars one. It's just my overall spoiler alert.
That includes Star Wars.
That
It
includes,
includes Star Wars. Yeah. It also includes
No, that's okay. It includes Star Wars.
war games. But
Mm-hmm.
to be fair, and also War of or Mars Bringer War.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there you go. So you've been warned. Spoiler alert. From this point forward, we will be doing a spoiler review.
Yeah, the Star Wars out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Is it out of nowhere?
So
Seems on
Well, no, never mind. Not on this show. It's not out of nowhere.
So let's talk about the opening credits, or maybe even the opening scene. So Deadpool's just out there kicking some fucking ass.
Yeah, it's
Well, no,
almost
the
like a
opening scene-
montage of what's happening since the last film.
yeah,
almost.
what he's been up to.
Just letting
almost.
people catch up.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair, in the opening scene, we see him blow himself to shit.
right. And then
Literally,
he's like,
well,
why?
like our very first thing we see, which I think kind of sets the tone for the movie, is the figurine of Logan.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. Yes.
and the fact
we
he
do the
taps
close-up
down
of
into a
smoking.
little.
Yeah, and he's smoking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We smoking, and then he's fixing the figurine and sits it down and turns it on.
Just playing all out of love.
Yeah, all that love. He even brings up Wolverine. He's like, yeah, he wrote our R-rated
Coattails.
Coattails.
Yo, fuck you, Wolverine. Like
Keeping the
the first thing
Wolverine
you see
thing
is like
alive.
the arm come right out.
But yeah, it's kind of like the first Deadpool, though. It was the same thing. It starts with a flashback, I believe, right? The first movie did too, if I remember correctly. It seemed like it. did.
Well, it opens on the freeway, I think, and then the
Yeah.
freeway
Right, is-
then it
Flash
flashbacks
it back.
everything,
So, but it's
yeah.
kind of the same thing. And that one, he says this is a love story. This one's it's a family movie, and he sets the tone. So he's telling you right off the bat.
Well, because
Again,
Deadpool's always been kind of like the
break the fourth wall.
breaking the fourth wall and also letting you know like every writing trope that's out there. So it's just basically they're saying like these are writers that just like absolutely know what they're doing.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, well, we know we're doing a flashback. Hey, here we're doing it here.
Yeah. I thought it was, I love the action scene, honestly. He was in there just cutting people's heads off. He had a chainsaw at one
working 9 to
point.
5.
It was
Yeah.
almost cartoonish, like the way he was killing the people,
Well, yeah,
especially with
I
the
mean-
chainsaw.
So to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, yes, it's cartoonish.
That too.
Because that's his day job.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I got blood in my eye. Cut.
Yeah, but I mean, there is something
I know,
meant to
I
be
know.
kind of cartoonish about Deadpool, I think.
Well,
like,
yeah.
How its entire facial animation, like everything, it kind of works in that way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Almost as if he's a comic.
Were you guys surprised that they killed her? I can't remember her name now.
Vanessa?
Vanessa, yeah.
Kinda, yeah. Actually, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, ooh, wow. And that's I just saw her get killed in Gotham. Spoiler alert. For those who haven't seen it.
Jesus.
So it's like, damn, again?
Spoilers all around.
Man, she's losing work all around here. So, but
Sure, she'll land on her feet. She'll find something. I'm sure.
Wait,
you think?
make sure. Hey, hashtag there. It's like wait for Negasonic Teenage Warhead here to finish.
I know.
Whenever you're done.
Yeah. He's sending out his text. Gotta stay up on it, man.
Wait, hashtag it. Stamp it. All
Oh,
right.
I did.
Hashtag recording.
Hashtag fuck you.
Hashtag shut the fuck up. Oh.
It was actually my dad. It's not.
Oh, well, in that case, never mind. Sorry, Mr. Inkenbauer.
Well,
Sorry,
that's why I answered. Had it been somebody else, I probably wouldn't answer.
Copy. All right. Less raunchy. Did you guys think this one was less raunchy than the first
Way
one?
less raunchy.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah. I was almost a little disappointed. Just a little bit. Just because that's what that was kind of my expectation. When
Well,
you
I
go
think
into a
that
Deadpool
kind of
movie.
correlates with there being slightly less of the humor you saw at
Yeah.
the same time, and a lot of these humors kind of shifting to just kind of
Story.
joking about like other
Yeah.
franchises and such.
Yeah.
Well, and also with the absence of Vanessa, there's definitely not as much to,
Yeah, you couldn't have some of the scenes you had in the last one.
No.
That, and if you did the same thing, it becomes kind of redundant. But there's a couple references to some of the last scenes, so it kind of balances out in some ways.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, technically, though, when we get to the end, we have to question: is Vanessa actually dead now?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure like
we'll talk about that when we get to the end credits. Yeah, how he kind of retcon some things. But this definitely had a lot more action. I mean, like from beginning to end, from start to finish. There are some slower points, but very little.
yeah, I mean, I think with the first film, you had a lot of kind of jumping back and forth and as an origin story, and you had a lot of flashbacks. Whereas here, it runs pretty straightforward, and it.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of like some time traveling aspects of it, you don't really have this. Here's 10 minutes of what happened in like 6 months ago, sort of thing.
Right. Exactly.
And that really speeds up the pacing of it. I think.
It did. It was like I said. I enjoyed. I really enjoyed. And maybe it was because the Dolby Theater adds that extra in your chest, feel it in your chest. But I really
Rumble in
enjoyed the
the
action.
ass.
Yeah, it was
Like
like
a rumbling in the ass.
rumbling in the ass, rumbling in the. Whoa! Hey now.
Scoutmaster Steve?
Fucking CG.
Scoutmaster Steve. I forgot about that. Yeah, it just it was like, man, it was like watching Speed almost, because it never, it's just kind of like,
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely kept going.
It had some like slow spots, but
I think
not many.
what the thing was, like what I talked about earlier, he didn't have the one-liners all the time,
No
and they filled those spots with action.
yeah.
And it just felt like just kept going, kept flowing, and stop from it, and then go back and start doing another fight, go back and do another one.
Yeah.
I thought I did pretty good.
Yeah, I thought this was the Merc with the mouth with the action this time. Like we got to see him in more.
We got more of the Merc than the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point. Much better. We talked about this in the non-spoiler, but much better special effects. Especially the
Colossus.
Colossus
looked a
Juggernaut.
lot more,
Yeah, even Juggernaut looked pretty good for CGI.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Juggernaut
Yeah.
bitch is in this.
Yeah,
Juggernaut looked really good in this.
yeah,
Like I was very impressed with the way they put Juggernaut in this and the way he interacted with everybody.
yeah.
Because he wasn't there,
Yeah.
but the way he interacted with all the characters, it never felt like like they were looking off in the distance trying to. It felt like he was actually there. So
I think between this and Infinity War, we're actually getting into an era of effects where we could actually have more interactive actors that are literally twice the size of the actors in front of them and actually pull it off convincingly.
It makes
Well,
it
yeah,
look
I
good,
mean,
yeah.
but with like Lord of the Rings and Planet of the Apes, you've had a long time building up to like kind of the motion capture stuff and interacting with other like CG characters, right?
Yeah, it's just I'm seeing like the scope of it more and more lately, like actual like scale interaction and actual fighting, which that blurs the lines. Like you can look at something like Justice League or Batman v Superman, and then just like the Doomsday fight. There's never once a moment I thought any of them shared the screen at all, or when dumbass Steppenwolf was there, like it just was.
I
Looked
actually
awful.
Well,
Justice League, I don't know.
What I
Good for
really, what I really liked was Juggernaut. That they used Juggernaut as Juggernaut. Like they didn't try to do anything else with
As
him.
a Juggernaut.
He was the muscle and nothing else in the movie.
he wasn't trying to become like the new arch enemy of
No,
Deadpool.
They kept that the
It
kid.
wasn't Vinnie Jones.
Like he just was like, oh, okay, the kid helped me out. Sure, let's fuck some shit up.
Shut up. Yeah, I'm gonna
Whatever.
beat the piss
Yeah,
out.
whatever.
He's like, I'm gonna tear you in half, and he did. And I was like,
What does he have that I don't have? And don't say legs.
It's like legs. It's like, oh, it still hurt just to hear it.
oh, the baby legs was the fucking hilarious.
Basic Instinct.
Oh, with Basic Instinct. Oh my god.
So, does anyone think they might actually reuse that Juggernaut like in future X-Men flicks?
I hope so because
it's kind of an interesting take on it,
We've
right? Like
been-
it's a bit of a change from what we saw.
we've been
with,
waiting to see it since X1. I mean,
Well,
really.
Technically, we've been waiting to see
now-
it since X-Men: The Last
technically
Stand
now-
when they screwed us out of that.
Yeah, technically, now Juggernaut is in the same universe as the X-Men,
X-Men,
since
so-
the X-Men were a cameo in the front of this.
right. So why not use them again? Yeah, I was.
I mean, I'd
pleasantly
love to see
surprised.
that like Phoenix Saga Juggernaut's kind of thrown in as just like
Sure.
even just an opening villain. That'd be cool.
I want to see an actual rogue, like an actual rogue with all of her powers from the cartoon.
Where she can just take
Take on.
Or she just
Juggernaut.
takes on
powers.
Juggernaut.
All she has to do is take on his power. She'd kick his ass.
Yes and no. We've
She's
seen
a
what
lot
happens
more.
if she tried, but
Well, yeah,
but
yeah, it's.
comic-wise, like they're like physical equals, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It kind of depends on like where you fall in for Rogue's storyline though, because in the beginning it takes her a long
Well, that's what I
time
said,
to
like the
really
animated
grow.
show.
Yeah, but even that, like, if you go into like the background story for her, like once she's like kind of in form and in the current like setup, and like yeah, she's probably more powerful in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but she's not in Deadpool yet.
I think the only time I thought the special effects were lacking was a couple times in they kind of with Colossus. There was a few scenes where I was kind of like,
I think
maybe
Colossus kind of looks the same he did in the last film, and I
Yeah.
think that was an intentional choice.
not, just to try to keep it the same.
Yeah,
without
that way you don't
polishing
want it to
him
be
up.
like, oh, someone got an upgrade,
yeah,
sort of thing.
Gotcha.
I just thought someone got better rendering software was all.
But the fight between him and Juggernaut though was really well done.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, even the dent in the head and everything on in Colossus, I thought it was phenomenal.
losing
Oh,
a
yeah,
tooth
like-
at one point.
Yeah, I lost a tooth.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh, you have like
So-
Wade Wilson crawling out of the ice patch with like literally a chunk shaved off his head.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
This
just thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah,
and we touched on this on the non-spoiler, but let's talk about it a little bit more. The heart of the story, the fact that Vanessa dies right at the beginning, the fact that they're talking about having children at the beginning, and then that's kind of the theme that plays out through him trying to save I can't
Fire Fist.
Fire Fist.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Fire Fist throughout the movie, but that's the theme that rolls through the entire movie, and just to see that, I just wasn't expecting that. I was expecting action with him mouthing off the whole time.
I think the second she brought out the IUD, I was like, "Are they going to do the death of Vanessa storyline here?"
Yeah, the ID that was hilarious.
Is it
Yeah.
a bomb?
It's like it's a bomb. It's going to blow up.
What? No, it's my birth control. Oh, yeah. I thought, and
I definitely want a boy or a girl. I definitely know I want one of them.
one of them. Either one would be fun. But yeah, just real heart, real story. I like I said, I just didn't expect it. I that's not what I expect from when I go to see a Deadpool movie. Maybe
Well,
I should.
think,
Maybe
like, with the last film, you actually did have a bit of heart with the love story kind of thing they told with it,
kind of.
and you had it kind of transferred to a different kind of theme, but you still have very similar elements to it.
Yeah.
And I think it plays out really well because it gives kind of a counterbalance to kind of the zany wackiness, sort of just nonstop action thing.
Maybe it's just me, but this one felt more like a comic book movie than it did the first like a Deadpool movie. Because for me,
Kinda.
a Deadpool movie was Deadpool 1. But
Especially
this,
because you're having so much integration with like other superpowered characters.
yeah.
Whereas like you have a couple in the original film, but it's not like every other scene. It's not every other action scene sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. John?
And on top of that, I think like the big key here is the fact that there's quite a bit of death. A lot of references to death. And even though Deadpool's not one to shy away from violence or anything like that, when it starts to happen to the main characters, it's handled very well in this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
We got
that's-
self-sacrifice at the end by Deadpool of all people. I mean, which was
Yeah, wearing the collars that reminded me again of the animated series.
yeah, the controlling collars. Yeah, very much so. All right, let's talk about the cameos real quick. So we mentioned it already. There was my favorite cameo was Brad Pitt as the Vanisher when he gets
one of the XForce team members who you don't really see until he gets
Until
electrocuted.
he gets electrocuted, and it's Brad Pitt.
You know what I want to see is like they actually have like the invisible parachute floating down. I want to see a behind the scenes of this movie and actually see Brad Pitt in like a full green screen suit, wearing just
with the gimp suit on, the green gimp
wearing
suit.
just the things like he was still there to do the capture for it.
Brian, what was your favorite cameo?
I don't know. I like the X-Men.
The
The
X-Men?
X-Men scene
Well,
where
they're all together.
where he's recovering from being put back together by Colossus.
Yeah.
And he's going around in Professor X's wheelchair, and he's like, "What is going on here? Why is there no one ever here?
It's like, why did I just see you?
Yeah, I only see you and teenage not too long of a name." And then as he turns sideways, you can see the doors are open,
Yeah.
and then Hank or Beast.
It's like Beast is like
closes
closing
the door, but
you got like
all the X-Men are
Better
in
than
there.
there. Yeah, first class X-Men.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
no, I mean it was like I think Apocalypse where he had like Cyclops, he had McAvoy, Jean, and all them.
You had Quicksilver.
I like-
Yeah,
Gas.
Yeah.
I like when he gets in the wheelchair. He's like, what did he say? It smells like the first Professor X.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Oh no, that was the hat.
No, that was the helmet. He
Oh,
was
his
wearing
helmet, that's
Cerebro.
right.
Yeah,
Cerebro's
Cerebro.
helmet. Yeah. Aaron, what was your favorite?
Partially the cameo, partially just the scene, just the return to X-Men.
Wolverine.
The
The Wolverine version of.
where he essentially kills the older version of Deadpool, and you just have Wolverine standing there, claws out. Just kind of confused.
Whoa, wait, no cutting, no cutting.
Don't worry, I'm just messing with the timeline. John, what was yours?
You know, I'm actually gonna. I'll go with Ryan Reynolds
Ryan Reynolds
as a cameo in his own movie,
at the end of the movie.
where he's got the Green Lantern strips. Like, I'm finally gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
But in
He's
true,
brought up every hating on DC thing you could possibly bring up in the movie.
He's
That's
done a
hilarious.
couple things to Marvel too. in
oh,
his
he has.
defense.
And in true Deadpool 2 fashion, I am gonna have to like bring down the tone just a bit. Cameo, I was actually kind of sad wasn't there, as we didn't get a Stan Lee cameo this time.
No, there was not. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Let's talk about the XForce. Big
It's
hyped
kinda
up,
derivative,
everybody-
don't you think?
Everybody's going crazy for the XForce.
Well,
They
then-
jump out of the plane and they all die, except for
Well, let's not-
Domino.
Let's not forget, like, they actually do bring up actual X-Force characters in there. Like, they brought out, like, fucking Shatterstar,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I'm just so used to seeing him as, like, the splash page of Rob Liefeld animation.
Well, that and one of the things I found so funny is like, so there's the normal dude whose name I can't remember.
Peter.
Paul-
Peter.
Is it
Yeah.
Peter?
Like, not only did this dude have like a fake Twitter account that Deadpool started following,
Yeah.
it started kind of creating like all these like fan theories
Yes,
about this
who
being like
he
some
is.
dude, and like nope, just he was just some dude.
He was just
Just
Peter.
some dude.
It's like, oh, I saw the advertisement. Thought it'd be fun. You're in. And then you got Dope
You're
Ender
in.
in the background. He's like, son of a...
Which is also kind of a great transition for that character. We're just like through the beginning of the film. Up
I
until
want to
the
be a
end.
mercenary. I just like someone. I just
Yeah,
want
it's
to
like
be a mercenary.
I remember when I kidnapped that one dude and like threatened him and eventually killed him. Like
It's like, yeah,
I
you
feel
pretty
like
much,
I should
killed
do
him.
that better.
Yeah.
I just thought the whole X-Force, and I don't know if they were doing it because of they knew it was going to happen in Infinity War, and that's why they played it up
could be.
too, and why they killed him off.
I think they did it just to fuck with everyone.
Kinda.
Because honestly, let's break it down. Because the Liefeld X-Force is kind of hokey by today's standards.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot
it's
of-
a product of its early '90s time.
If you look at a lot of
they could
Marvel
still do
groups,
it
there's
right.
a lot of them that are weird and hokey.
Yeah.
Realistically,
But-
like you have the fucking like Great Lake Avengers.
Well, did another funny little Easter egg? I don't know if anyone noticed on the top of Depender's cab. There is a ad for Alpha Flight.
Is there?
There is. If
Is
you
there
watch it
really?
again, it's advertising Alpha Flight on the top of it.
That's funny. That's hilarious. But yeah, it was. I just they just how they just drop out of the plane, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh no!"
It's like, oh,
I love it when they...
It's
they're
like,
like,
wait,
there's a
get-
little bit
it's
of a
like
wind, and they're all just like flying around in circles. And he's like,
the guy warns me. He's like, "There's high winds." It's like, I ought to be fine.
Do this all the time.
Yeah.
Terry Crews, poor Terry Crews goes like face first through a
I gotta be
bus.
honest. Out of all the ones I kind of wanted to survive a little longer, part of me wanted to see Bedlam at least have like kind of a fight scene.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But
it was funny though, and they're doing that chase, and Deadpool's like, "Who knew there would be that much wind?" And like she's
like,
everybody,
everybody,
even the people, everybody in the helicopter knew that. It was so funny.
I think my favorite was like
People out.
Shatterstar. They built him up as like he's like better than you in every way. He's like, I just want to land on an alien planet where everyone's worse than us in
Yeah.
every way. I just
Like,
land on
that's-
He's like,
you're
so
that
like,
world
so like-
Superman.
he goes,
helicopter blades.
He goes, so like Canada?
you shut your fucking
Yeah,
mouth.
Yeah. It was so funny.
And then was it Shatterstar who's better than us in every way? His parachuting down. There's a fucking helicopter there, but he can't see because of his long ass hair.
Yeah.
it's green.
He's like left. No, not stage left.
And it's not red blood, it's green blood because he's an alien.
Yeah.
I think that's why I think there's a
I
couple
think we
middle
finally found
fingers for
something he
Rob
wasn't
Liefeld.
better at. But yeah, and then the whole thing where he's going off on her about her luck, and she
Oh,
keeps,
how it's not a real
real
power.
power and it
Yet
keeps
Domino
happening.
becomes one of the most badass characters in the
Use one of
film.
your as much of your imaginary powers you can.
to help us
It's like
here.
luck? What kind of boring ass power is luck? You cannot even have luck. How is that even cinematic?
I love
and
how
she's saying this like
It's the most cinematic fucking thing in it. Yeah.
Yeah, as she's doing, like she's walking and the cars go past her and the thing falls and she walks over top of the one flipped car. And it was pretty good.
Oh, especially there towards the end where she's fighting like all the orderlies like inside the
Well, basically, like
yeah.
there's the two
The
the
asylum.
orderlies
Yeah.
that have the kids in the one room. Yeah,
Here come all the nurse
all of a
pedophiles.
sudden you just have like all this shit just like rolling
like
into
just
people's
rolling
feeds.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's just this like
it's like the more people that
Goldberg
pile
of, like,
in,
death.
it's like the more like stuff randomly happens in there.
But I even liked how she walked away from driving. She's like, "All right, Lady Luck, you drive." You drive. She
And,
just walks
and
away.
as she does it, the bus turns.
It's like
and
the
it
wheels
turns
just-
and then goes straight down the street. After that, it was so funny.
I really liked what they did. It was a real surprise, really, but it was funny. It really was. All right, let's talk about the fourth wall breaking. A lot more in this movie, I would say. In fact,
Yeah.
it takes you out of the movie, and it's supposed to. But
Literally, it does take you out of the movie and sends you right back to X-Men Origins. Like they have the footage in the end. You are literally taken out of the movie and put in another one.
Brian,
Yeah,
what did you think of
it's
the
changing.
wall
It's-
breaking?
it's
Yeah, I mean the wall
fixing
breaking.
things.
It was good.
Yeah,
It's always funny when you're like, when you're thinking something and the character on the screen says what you're thinking. Like
Yeah.
as you're thinking, you're like, yep. Like that's yep. It's like you're like, oh, here's the old Deadpool. He's gonna do something and boom, 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 boom. And shit's
Yeah.
like, yes. It's like, oh no, I'm just fixing the timeline.
you're so dark. Are you sure you're not part of the DC universe?
Yeah.
Which that, by the way, is Cable. Which we barely touched on Cable at all in this.
We could talk about Cable. We'll
I
talk
think it's
about him
because-
next.
I think it's because his role in this movie was way different than his role in Infinity War.
It's family.
like he was
but he's still trying to kill
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill one person.
Yeah,
not
and
half,
half
the
of
universe.
everything.
Yeah, and he only has like the time stone with him this time.
No, yeah, he can only do that like for 2 charges.
And why is
That's just lazy
that's
writing.
just lazy writing?
Is he writing?
Why is the time stone in this one orange, but it's Infinity War's green?
Well, because it's not covered up by like the Lionsgate logo.
Yeah.
Anyway. Actually, his time thing, I think I brought this up on another podcast, and you guys don't know what the show is, but it's called Voyagers. It was a little time
I
device
have
that
no
looked
idea
a
what
lot
you're
like
talking
that. And yeah, anyway. All right.
Tell us more.
It was a watch. It was a little watch. It looked like a pocket watch, and they would take it out, and they would disappear into
Yeah.
time.
That's
With it.
great.
Yeah.
It's mechanically similar, I'm sure.
Yes, it was.
Great.
Yeah. For those of the fans out there who appreciate that old 80s show that I watched when I was 5, there you go.
Voyager? Not Star Trek Voyager?
No, just it was called Voyagers or Voyages, maybe. Maybe it was Voyages
It was
Not
Voya
Sliders?
something.
Not Sliders, right?
or Voyeur.
Or Voyeur?
Yeah, Voyeur.
It's about a bunch of guys that like go back in time just to like look through people's windows.
I want to see Marilyn Monroe's tits.
Black
Just get
Black
Playboy.
Peeping Tom.
Black people.
That's racist. White
Oh,
Wade
that
Wilson.
Yeah. He's like, what's your name? He's like, Black
Tom Cassidy. Hey, White Wade
White
Wilson.
Wade Wilson. And then he kills him, and he's like,
You
so racist.
Black Tom Cassidy! You racist motherfucker!
Yeah. Can you turn this music off?
I love how
You
even
leave that
towards the
music
end
on,
of that
you
film-
intolerant motherfucker.
I'm sorry you had to hear this. He's apologized.
Yeah.
And he's still giving him shit for it while he's dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, like, Cable had, like, this emotional moment with him.
Yeah.
And then he says, he's like,
Yeah. He's like, if you could just judge people not based on their skin or whatever, but based
by
on
the color of
their
their
skin.
So, one complaint, and I don't know if anyone else felt it, his death scene took a little too long.
I thought that was
Didn't it?
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Like, because it's trying to do that Family Guy joke thing where it's like it runs on too long to where it's eventually funny, and it somehow goes just a tad too long.
For this one, I think it worked because they kept, like, it reminded me of the Cartman's death. In where the one where where he thinks he's dead. He's like, all right, my work's here's done. Goodbye, goodbye, everyone, goodbye. Why the fuck am I still here?
all right, let's talk about the music. The music in this is hilarious. From the rap to the
Dolly
Juggernaut
Parton.
song, which we'll play at the
They did,
end of
they
this.
had excellent piece choices for each one of their the fight scenes and everything else, and it fits so perfectly.
Yeah.
Like when you do all those like fighting montage scenes and you play the song, but they fight in slow mo to the beat of the song.
Yeah.
It fits it so well. That's one of the things I do like about Deadpool.
Yeah.
It does a very good job with it.
You know, and the other thing,
And the Juggernaut song.
The Juggernaut song's hilarious.
you know, and the one thing I will bring up that I kind of wish we had room for it to be one of our themes was that Celine Dion song, where she's basically finally singing a James Bond theme.
Yeah.
And then it's not even, and again, in true Deadpool opening credits fashion, it's not even credits. It's the, wait, did they just kill Vanessa? And then what the shit?
yeah, during the opening credits. Yeah.
But they did bring up something funny. It's like directed by one of the guys who killed John Wick's dog. I had to look it up. I was like, oh yeah, this guy was a producer on John Wick. A lot of references to John Wick I've been stumbling across lately.
It's kind of becoming pop culture.
Thank
Yeah.
God for that.
Yeah, it has a following.
Yeah.
Thank God
It's a
for
good
that.
film.
It's a great couple of films.
Oh,
And so's
man.
Deadpool, a great couple of films.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked about this movie was when he put on the, I don't know what you would call it,
The
the
football
jersey,
jersey,
football
Yeah, his
jersey.
jersey, his football jersey, just said
X-Men
trainee.
trainee
No,
on
it just had the X symbol,
Yeah.
like it was like part of like his team logo or whatever. On the back just said trainee.
Yeah, it was a yellow jersey.
Yeah.
And even God, Terry Crews was so
Bedlam.
little in this Bedlam.
Yep.
Even Bedlam, when he's like, and me as a former X-Men trainee.
Yeah.
I was like, how does
everyone
he
give
even
him
know
shit
he's
for
a
it.
Every time he'd bring up, I'm an X-Men trainee, somebody you hear somebody yelling out in the background.
That was a nice little running gag.
Yeah. The other thing I liked about this movie was
Dope-ender.
Dobender's bloodlust in this movie.
Oh my God, you butchered the spelling of that name.
Yeah.
Die Bender.
Wow.
You just hate Judd.
Okay, Dopender.
You just hate Judd Nelson from Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
man. Jeez.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
spelled Die Bender.
Yeah, Die Bender.
Yeah, Dope-ender and all his training he did. He's like, I don't understand what a mop and a gun. They both have handles. Like, what a mop and a gun have to do with each other.
Depender.
They both have.
Do
they both
you
handles.
have it in you to check to see if the sanitary napkins are completely stocked?
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to hear that, but I'm glad you did.
But yeah, he has like he just wants to kill people. He's gone.
Yeah, he ends
He's
up
like, I
wanting
could
to, like,
be an assassin.
You remember when I tied up that guy? God, I love that.
Yeah.
You killed that
I
guy.
want to be a killer for hire.
And then he
I want to
finally
fill my soul.
he finally does the slow motion run with him at the end, and the second he's just like looking right up at Juggernaut, and Juggernaut's like, "I'm gonna shove you up his ass." Okay, yeah, my skin is really soft, and yeah, dude, you should go back to the cab. I'm going back in the cab.
Going back to the cab. And then he runs over the guy at the end.
Like, I'm gonna take the red guy and shove him up the old guy's ass. I'm like, I don't think he's kidding, guys.
Probably not, no.
All right.
I mean, I feel like that would have been a weird scene if they added that.
Well, it would have brought the whole human centipede reference into full fruition.
which was funny. That was
It's like, you know how everybody hits rock bottom,
yeah,
like in Cool Runnings, when their
when he
bobsled
breaks
breaks,
the bobsled.
and in the Human Centipede,
When
when
they
they all
signed on.
signed in to be in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking great.
All right. Let's talk about the end credit scene. There's what, three of them?
Well, some little like
Two,
tacked
two.
on.
Two and
Two.
the song at the end.
In the song at the end, yeah. So, but I like how he gets the time machine and he goes back and he retcons everything. He says,
Yeah, he gets
Vanessa.
Cable's time slider.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit before. He goes back to the original Wolverine, kills his
The X-Men Origins
his
movie,
version
that
of himself.
fucking-
Then he kills Ryan Reynolds.
Right
as he's reading the script for Green
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm finally gonna make it the big time, and shoots
You're
him in the back.
welcome,
You're welcome, Canada.
I don't know. I always find it's
This
kind of
movie's gonna do
interesting.
killing in Canada. I can see that.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, it probably will. I mean, a good chunk of it was
Well,
shot
that's why
there.
that's
so.
why Celine Dion did the song. That's what she said anyway,
Really,
because she's from Canada and she knows who Ryan Reynolds is, and that's
you know, between this and her in the Muppets Most Wanted, that woman's got a sense of humor on her.
Definitely. All right, favorite scene. I'll start off. It's got to, for me. It was the baby leg, little legs. Especially when he got
shit.
up to walk to shake Cable's hand. Not
I
to
mean,
mention
did
the
you-
basic.
Oh, look, he's
instinct
walking. He's
with
taking
it.
his first steps. Come on, little guy, you can do it.
And Brian, what was yours?
my favorite was probably the chase down when he was on the scooter and Domino's trying to get a hold of it, and then the whole
Showing
fight,
off the luck.
Yeah, and the whole fight scene between Cable and everybody there. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go the same. I thought that action scene was just amazingly well done. I mean, it just shows Domino is just such a badass fucking character to have.
And with his commentary in the background, how is luck a superpower?
No.
Yeah, I'm already in. How are you already in?
God, how is luck a superpower? That's like from a guy that can't even draw feet.
No, as a close second, when they're entering the prison, he's like, "Is there a sorting hat? Like, I wonder what gang I'm gonna be in." That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
John?
You know, for as funny as everything was, and I think for me, my close second, my runner-up is the tryouts interviews with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great, but for me, my favorite's another action scene. For right now, my favorite scene is the Colossus Juggernaut fight because, god damn it, we've been waiting for that since Last Stand, and all we get is like Kitty Pryde knocking out Juggernaut through a wall. Dumb shit.
That's it.
And no, we had Colossus. We clearly had Colossus in that movie. We had them
mean,
both there.
you had
we
the-
were waiting for it.
The
we
heavyweight
never got it.
battle that we've been
Yes,
wanting.
and we
If it
finally
makes you
got it,
feel
and it
any
looked
better.
great.
In the comics, Kitty Pryde becomes a super overpowered character.
Oh no, I have no doubt about the powers of Kitty Pryde. I'm just saying, like, the use of Kitty Pryde versus Juggernaut in that movie was dumb. and it's actually, you know, probably a dated reference, but then again, it's also Deadpool. I'm surprised no one heard it's the Juggernaut bitch.
The Juggernaut.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the Juggernaut bitch.
Part of me was kind of missing that, but at the same time, it's like, you know what?
That song.
This one's kind of funny too. Like, and it's just in a different thing. Like,
No, I mean,
I'm okay with
it would have been great, like, if all of a sudden he shows up and Deadpool turns around and says that, like, oh, it's the Juggernaut bitch.
But he did go, it's the Juggernaut, my favorite Marvel character ever. And he's
Oh
going
my
on
god,
and
I
on
should
and
have
on
worn the
about
white
it.
pants.
I should have worn the white pants, and I liked you in Marvel 144. And
Okay, the X-Men 183. He's taking off all
I really wanted to see my reflection shining in your chrome as you ran at me in anger.
Not right now, though.
Yeah.
All right, so one last thing before we wrap up. Anything we didn't like? John, anything? I really can't think of anything I didn't really care for.
You know, I just had a blast.
Yeah.
That's just it. I mean, you go into Deadpool, you go in there looking to have fun. You don't look at for...
Yeah.
You're gonna be like amazingly moved by anything, but this movie knows what it does, and it does it incredibly well. So yeah, there's not anything I'd complain about.
Okay. You know what? Let's add a grade. What would you give it if you had the grade
A-.
scale? A-.
It's a hell of a lot of fun and deserves to be. I mean, that's a double feature with that in the first one right there, easily.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll say A-. I love, again, I've said it before, I like that it's a Deadpool movie that brings not only the comedy, but this one had a story. It felt more like a comic book movie to me, a little bit of heart, a lot of action. Just overall good story. So I'll go with A- as well. Aaron?
I'd definitely give it an A. I think it was a great film. I thought it was still funny. It added additional characters. It added to the universe. And I think it did a lot of stuff really right. And I think the pacing for it was fantastic.
Is there anything you didn't like?
I do think the one death scene for Deadpool at
was
the
a
end
little
of the film,
extended,
like
yeah.
it just lasted like 10 to 30 seconds too long.
Okay.
Like
That's fair.
And it's at the same time, it's not enough to where I'm knocking it a grade or anything. It's just, it's a small little nitpicking sort of thing.
Something that annoyed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the most minor thing, and most people won't.
At least it wasn't directed by Paul Feig. Then that entire scene would have been 15 minutes long.
Brian?
I'll give it a B plus.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. The only thing I didn't like about the movie was probably Vanessa's death.
At the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Does get retconned,
I
we
mean,
think.
it needed to happen in order to have the whole story.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things. Like I'm really big fan of hers on Gotham, so we want to see this. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
can't wait to see how she is in this one.
Well, we can always pray for the Firefly reboot again.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make an argument the end credits more or less maybe nullify most or all of this movie.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't really know going into the next one, if
She's
they do a
gonna be
next one,
there.
like, what all exactly happened or what changed or what went through.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a DP3. I'm almost positive. But
You know, honestly, I think with that kind of ending, the way they should have that be the big surprise for Infinity War Part 2 next year, versus Deadpool comes back and fucks with time.
he brings
Hey guys, no worries. Here's the surprise. I'm
Welcome
actually
to
in
the
Disney.
Marvel Universe.
It's like, hey, guess what? Deadpool's in the Disney MCU now, guys.
What's that? Bringing Storm and everyone else.
That's how they mesh. You
Yeah.
see Deadpool just mess with time, and they all walk together at the same time. He's like, okay, so here's blah 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 blah. There, you guys meet together. Okay, there you go.
And that's it.
It's like, now I'm back to go rape Mickey Mouse's corpse.
Oh my God! All right. And on that
Was that the
note,
joke that got cut?
I have no idea, but
let's. So while we whack off real quick, I'm going to tell you where you can find 4 Midwest Guys. It's really easy. Go to the number 4 MidwestGuys.com. Everything's there for you. Links to our Twitter, our YouTube, our iTunes, Facebook, Twitter account. I think I already brought that up. It's all there. Follow, like, and subscribe. Also, all the podcasts are there as well. You can watch them on there. They're categorized at the top as well if you want to follow us there. If you just want one particular show, because we do quite a few of them. It's all there, one-stop shop, the number 4 MidwestGuys.com. You can find us also on Twitter at 4 Midwest Guys. Brian, where can they find you?
At Ankso on Twitter and Stardust.
Very good.
Yeah, thanks.
You can find me as well on Stardust and on Twitter at bwilly1977 and our Instagram account, Mr. Ankenbauer.
At _real_Inc.
That's a little bit behind the scenes photos, stuff that goes on.
did we get any pictures today at the theater or anything?
No, we probably should have.
Yeah, I'll probably be posting one later. I got a picture of Mr. Willenbrink here next to the Deadpool sign.
Oh, yeah, there is one.
Even
So I'll probably be posting that
I'm
later.
showing a little leg.
Even though
for
this is
you
like one of
guys.
the rare occurrences that all 4 of us are here for this.
This is a very rare appearance by all 4 Midwest Guys. So we do exist, all 4.
At the same time.
At the same time. 4 horsemen, baby. All right. Something like that. I got nothing. All right, so I just want to thank the dirty motherfucker Jay-Z for joining us.
My pleasure.
My motherfucking brother Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no worries, man.
The fucking Mr. Ankenbauer,
What's up?
thanks for joining us. And I've been your fucking host, B. Willie, saying we'll catch you next time, motherfuckers.